We've had some devastating fires throughout California over the years, but I never expected a fire to go through Santa Rosa with the tenacious destruction that it did. That was surprising to me.
I've been to fires all over the state and have seen destruction. I mean, have I seen this level? No, because this was the most destructive wildfire in the state, right? But you never think it's gonna happen to you.
Here we are 10 months later, and they're no closer to having a resolution to their homes than they were a day after the fire. And their grandmas and grandpas, and that's not right.
In October 2017, devastating wildfires broke out in California and burned across the state. The Tubbs Fire grew to become the most destructive wildfire in California's history, ripping through the northern city of Santa Rosa.
Yeah, so we're actually standing on top of the parking garage of Kaiser Permanente, and if you look back behind me, you can see what's left of the Journeys Inn mobile home park.
Journeys Inn was a low-income community for seniors, and of its 160 mobile homes, all but 44 burned down.
So I lived there approximately 3 years, and almost coming on 4. And I still own it. It still is mine, but I can't live there, so it's hard.
When you get older, you kind of tend to be drawn towards your own, and that's what, it was a real strong senior park, and they were proud of that.
Many residents are struggling to collect insurance. That only worsens the financial situation for those also facing homelessness and serious health issues.
Thursday of that week, that Monday, I had a biopsy. The next week I was told it was cancer. So yeah, I was dealing with cancer even then, even though I didn't know. And so then it all became, where am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to do this?
The Tubbs Fire started just after 9:45 p.m. on October 8, 2017. The burn rate of this fire was a football field a minute. It moved at a rapid speed and burned 36,807 acres, destroyed 5,636 structures, and killed 22 people.
Life isn't the same. It isn't, and it's extremely scary, and it is extremely deadly. 2 of our residents died.
Every street but mine was gone. It wasn't just this park. Everywhere you look, there were flames. And so we're still trying to figure out a way to help these people. And it's like nobody wants to get involved, nobody wants to do anything. So you see all these homes, they're all worth money, their possessions are still in there, their furniture is still in there. They've been bounced from hotel room to hotel room to hotel room. Now they have places to stay, but they don't know what to do. And for the guy that's helped save their homes, again, I've never known a fireman in my life to ever regret saving somebody's house. But right about now, I'm like, did I do something wrong?
I was immediately tasked to respond over to Kaiser Hospital and report back and find out what was needed there. And en route, I was told to also give an update on Journeys Inn Mobile Home Park. As I came over the overpass, I noticed that the park was in dire shape. I reported to the fire chief to consider Journeys Inn Mobile Home Park a total loss. I ran into a gentleman named Priest. He told me that he was in the park working on making sure that everyone was out in that last row, and that he was a previous firefighter. And so he was very helpful with helping that first crew lay hoses and set up a plan.
I went down and met the firemen and we almost fell in the water together. And I ran back up and said, and I kicked these out so I could take the fire hose. And over the radio, evacuate Kaiser, evacuate Kaiser. And they look at me and they go, I'm like, no. I said, come on guys, Diamond Springs Fire Department, I can do this, give me a hose. And they looked at each other and they went, so he went that way to get the hose, he went that way with the cutters, and I ran through here with the hose, and went down to the corner, and I'm screaming, okay, water would be good here, water, hello. Took him a minute to get it going, but we had water. There was nothing left except the street. And then we saved a couple up here because the wind was going a little that way, but going this way, but it wasn't over this much. So we were able to, when I got off the nozzle, I pulled hose for another 2 hours. I got behind the firemen. We went through every little slit and just kept all these from going too. So it was a good job. But I tell you what, those are 3 of the badassest firemen I ever met in my life.
The Tubbs Fire started in Napa County near the city of Santa Helena. It came from the east, moving towards the west, impacting the city of Santa Rosa through the Fountain Grove neighborhood. The fire blew down into the flat part of our city, past right through the Highway 101 corridor, and this area here is Journey's End Mobile Home Park and Kaiser Hospital, which were impacted. As the fire came down through Fountain Grove, it crossed Highway 101, 6-lane freeway, and moved into the Coffee Park neighborhood, essentially destroying every structure all the way to the railroad tracks.
What's emerging now is the importance of land development patterns. How and where we build our communities is now turning out to be one of the most important factors. That's why we care about wildfire in the first place, is because we've built communities on flammable landscape. The area burned, the numbers of fires, the severity of these fires, those probably are going to get worse as climate change gets worse. I think it is likely that we will see continued very large and very costly fires.
Fire after fire, we were responding to large-scale wildfires in our neighboring counties, and that's not something that we've typically seen to the level we were seeing them at.
Well, not being a firefighter, but interacting with a fair number of them, I really feel for them as a group, because they're being put often in an almost impossible situation. With climate change and vulnerable housing stock, and many neighborhoods that are very difficult to evacuate or very difficult to get fire engines in a way that they might want to. It seems like a very, very challenging position to be in. I mean, if last year's sizes and devastating costs and losses of lives aren't a sign that we need to do something differently, what is our problem? We should be embarrassed as a society if we don't change something real now.